welcome back to another Booty Boy Wrestling fan interview. Today I'm joined by the newly crowned Goddess of War. I messed up. My bad. Goddess of War Women's Champion, the Vivacious, Vicious Vicky. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you? Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. I'm doing okay. Stressful school day, but I'm
Uh,
happy that these definitely make my day a lot better. So.
there you go.
Um, so as I just introduced you, you're the newly crowned Goddesses of War champion. What's it like to be the newly crowned champion?
Well, it's definitely an honor. It's definitely something that I had the utmost confidence in myself of doing. I just know that I'm going to be the absolute best goddess champion that ever lived.
Now, as I also introduced you, you go by the Vivacious Vicious Vicky.
Correct.
Why do they call you that?
So the vivacious part is me being able to show everybody how sexy I can be. And the vicious part is showing that I don't mess around. I'm pretty hardcore. So, if someone wants to cross me, that's not a good choice for them. So, and then Vicky is just my name. So I figured, you know what? Just triple V over here.
It's kind of like Triple H.
Mm-hmm.
How long have you been in the wrestling business for?
Almost 2 years. Halloween will be 2 years that I've been wrestling.
Wow. And is the Goddesses of War your first championship?
No, it is not actually.
Oh. So how many championships have you won in your career then?
As of right now, I'm currently holding 3. The Bronx Wrestling Federation Women's Championship. I was the first ever crowned female champion. The Intense Wrestling Alliance female champion, and now Goddesses of War champion.
Wow, that's a lot of championships.
Yeah.
What is your favorite? What is your favorite championship that you hold right now?
Well, all of them have a specific meaning, so they all are important to me. But, BWF being the first ever of something is a huge accomplishment. So that's what that is. And then IWA, it's near my hometown, so holding that belt in that respective area means a lot to me. And the Goddesses Championship means a whole lot to me because, the company that I'm working for with these guys are just, bar none, the best people I think I've met. They really go above and beyond and really, really hit the ground running with, indie wrestling coming back since COVID. And the blood, sweat, tears, and sacrifice that all of the goddesses put into Goddesses of War, it means a lot to hold that belt and to be the face of that company. So, and I will do my absolute best to be that face.
Now, has anyone that you have wrestled that has gotten the bad side of the vicious Vicky part of you?
Nearly everybody, yeah. So, I mean, when it comes down to it here, Vicious Vicky gets a little frustrated with herself when she is getting, when if someone tries to out wrestle me and they might be getting the better of me, I get pretty vicious. I get pretty mad. So, yeah, I would say nearly every opponent has seen Vicious Vicky.
Now, where did you train?
I trained with Creative Pro New Jersey, which is also known as Wrestle Pro. I trained with them, and due to COVID, the school kind of closed, so it hasn't been opened yet, which sucks. But I had probably the most amazing training you could ask for. I had the likes of Pat Buck, Kevin Matthews, Danny Moff, Mario Baccara, names that just the names alone, So where I came from, I'm definitely proud. I'm even repping the shirt. So definitely proud to say I'm from Creative Pro New Jersey. Definitely.
Now, what is your overall goal in wrestling?
Overall goal is WWE. I've had a few instances with WWE. I've had a tryout. I've had, opportunities that I didn't think could ever be possible. I am open to another company, as the likes of an Impact, an MLW, an AEW. I'm definitely open to that because I know that it's a stepping stone to ultimately get to where I want to be. But I definitely know that and this might sound cocky to some, and I really don't care. I know I have what it takes to be in the entertainment business, and I know that wrestling is not just about athleticism, it's about entertaining the people, and I know that I have that, and I know that I have it. So having it is huge, and I'm ready to hit the ground running and just really know that my 5-year plan is to be in WWE. Like, I want to be signed by WWE. So
Nice.
yeah.
Now, the other night they did a qualifying match, the more contender match for your championship at Goddesses of War between
Yes.
Gabby Ortiz and Christina Marie. I didn't know who won that match, so what are your plans for your upcoming opponent? I don't know who it is.
So my upcoming opponent is going to be both of them. Because it resulted in a double pin. So they both got the victory that night. So I kind of have my work cut out for me, but I'm prepared. So we'll see what they got.
Now, in quarantine, a lot of people have been having home gyms or trying to stay active. What have you done to stay in shape for wrestling?
So I also worked out at home. I got a bunch of equipment and whatnot. My boyfriend at the time was a personal trainer, so he, was able to get me equipment and whatnot, and he, showed me workouts to do at home and whatnot. So I did that for a while. I did a lot of outdoor running. I played some sports outside. Just tried to keep myself busy because I started going crazy. A lot of us lost our jobs, so it was just a really challenging. And wrestling is a pretty big constant in my life, and to have your weekends free when they never were, it was definitely really hard to adapt. But now everything's kind of starting to be up and rolling again. So now the gyms are open. Now I go to the gym 6 days a week like I was previously. So it feels good to be like back in the groove.
Now, you said that you train at Wrestle Pro, Create a Pro.
Yeah.
They Wrestle Pro does shows in Alaska. Have you been on those shows?
I the first ever show, I was actually a valet still. I was training, but to kind of get my feet wet, they had me as a valet for Nikos Ricos, and I valeted him for a little bit, and I got to taste what that Alaskan air was. So I was definitely there for the first one, and it was awesome. It really was. And what they're doing with that is fantastic. I mean, Kevin definitely took that and ran with it. And he's making waves out there. So it's really cool to see something different and innovative for sure.
Now, what are some of the places that you have traveled to in wrestling?
So I mainly stay like on the East Coast. I've been to New York, I've been to Connecticut, I've been to Pennsylvania, I've been to Delaware, obviously New Jersey. And I only went out to Florida for the tryout for WWE. That other than that, I've been relatively in the tri-state area. So
Now, what was your tryout like with WWE?
It was amazing. I was definitely taken by surprise when I got the email because I didn't even think that it was so soon. I just hit a year, so I was very confused. And grateful. I went out there for 4 days, and it was probably the best experience of my life. Just to be that little girl who wants to be a wrestler at 5, who's walking into the PC. Like, I was like, what? Like, how did I get here? So it was definitely an experience, and to know that, you know, having that opportunity shows that there's a chance. I didn't get picked, obviously, but there's still a chance. I got the call once. Who's to say that I won't get it again? So if I just keep working hard, it definitely left a taste in my mouth that I want to go back. I want more, you know.
What are some of the favorite promotions that you've worked for?
Um, I would have to say Monster Factory. Love Danny Cage. I'm going to be training with him now. Danny Cage, Monster Factory. I love BWF. I love Titan so much. Wrestle Pro's amazing. Um, where else have I worked at? IWA and Nutley. Yeah. So that's just a few off the top of my head that I'm like a frequent flyer at.
Would you say you're more of a heel or a face in wrestling?
I am definitely a bitch, so I'm gonna go with heel because I've been a heel. So, I'm slowly starting to transition into being just a badass biatch, and they love me. So we're gonna run with that.
Do you prefer to be the heel in the business?
Um, That's all I've known since I started. I never was anything else.
Oh.
But I'm really open to anything because it's really just like a learning experience as I go. So I don't really have a preference, but being a bad guy is all I've known. So
Um, what what have you been doing to stay on the topic of wrestling during quarantine? Like some people watch matches or
Mhm.
they uh try to take notes on their previous matches. What have you been doing?
I was watching the network like crazy, looking deep into all the archives, taking suggestions from coaches and other wrestlers on what to watch and study. I started like thinking about how I'm gonna help my character evolve, writing down ideas for myself, watching my own matches back and seeing what I did that I didn't like. And, even now I watch my matches back and I'm like, oh my God, like, you kind of like start to see it when you get like more comfortable with your character or yourself. So yeah, I just kind of, you know, tape studied and, trained hard and just was waiting for the call.
Now, did the vicious part come into play when you were training?
Yes. So as soon as I was thrown into being a valet, I was like 5 months in training at that point, and they just threw me out there, and I was like, oh my God. And we kind of just came up with the name, and it stuck. So it was initially supposed to be Vicious Vicky, and I was trying to incorporate my looks into it as well, so I added the other part.
The Vivacious.
Yes.
um, do you prefer to be? Has anyone ever messed up saying that name when
Yes.
announcing you?
Oh yeah. Um, oh, not like on actual like on cue like that, but beforehand they would maybe like in commentary or in an interview. I'm like, no, that's not how you say it because it's a tongue twister. So I understand.
Um, have you ever messed it up when you're saying it? Like now you understand it, but have you messed it
Nope,
up at the beginning? No.
nope, nope. I was confident in who I was.
Who was your favorite opponent that you have faced in wrestling?
Um, well, I'd have to say it's a tie between Lady Frost and Gabby Ortiz. And Mimi's up there too because I've wrestled Mimi so many times and we have really good chemistry. So it's like a three-way tie.
Wow, you're really rolling through these questions.
I'm
um,
good.
yeah, I'm definitely I wasn't expecting that. What has your diet been like? Because most people in quarantine they have gained weight because eating was a lot of people did that. What have you been doing?
So I was like I've never been like a stickler to a diet. Like I'll eat clean, but I don't deprive myself. So
Mhm.
if like, it's a Monday and I eat good throughout the day and then I really feel like having like, I don't know, a burger. I don't know. I wouldn't do that. But I'm just saying like or a cupcake. Like I'm gonna eat the cupcake. You know what I mean? Like I don't deprive myself of wants and needs because I know that I'll make up for it in the ring or make up for it, in training at the gym or whatever. COVID, it was bad because I wasn't working out as hard as I was at first. So I was like getting nervous because I was just eating whatever I wanted and getting comfortable. And then I slowly started to like get myself like back to basics with food because obviously we can't just eat whatever we want and not move around. Like I can't do that. So when it comes to that, I kind of just like got myself back into um like a food prep regimen.
When did you start watching wrestling?
When I was like 4, I was like really young. My sisters watched it and it kind of got me hooked at like a very young age. So that's all I've ever known.
Who is your favorite wrestler?
Lita. Um, it was Lita and the Hardys, and the first taste was Stone Cold. So that's kind of like the first person that I like was introduced to, and I fell in love. Obviously still he's one of my all-time favorites. But Lita and the Hardy Boys are like my obsession. Lita, I kind of emulate a lot from her for sure.
Do you have any dream opponents?
Well, it probably won't happen, but Lita. Um, getting in the ring with her, whether it be that or a segment or something. I mean, definitely just something with her. And Charlotte Flair one day. That's who a star is, and that is the epitome of a star. So that is the person that I would love to have a match with one day, and I have faith that I will.
What about male superstars in intergender wrestling?
I'm not big on intergender. I think that it's unrealistic. That's just me. But I mean, if I had to pick somebody, it would probably be the likes of like the Miz or something. Somebody who kind of is cocky like me, and I like that. So,
What is the worst bump that you have taken in your career?
oh, probably a spear from Danny Moth. That was one hell of a spear.
um, what is Goddesses of War like?
Goddesses of War is very innovative. It's amazing. It's just having a plethora of women on the indies come together and put together this awesome show because you have so many different flavors of women. You know, you have the badasses, you have the sexy ones, you have the high flyers, you have the grapplers, you have all these different varieties of females that it makes it so exciting and so different. And it's top talents. It's not just like these random not to be rude, but it's not just like random up and comers. It's like actual like people that have names for themselves out there who have worked across the country, across the coast, whatever. And to be able to kind of combine forces with whether it be up and comers and them together, it's like it's an explosion of female talent, and it's just what they're doing is just incredible. And I really hope that word gets out more and it keeps getting shared because like this is amazing. Goddesses of War is amazing.
Now, what is your signature move in wrestling?
My signature move is an inverted DDT, and it's called the Jersey Turnspike.
What made you want to use that as your signature?
Um, it was a move that I just really liked, and I like the fact that I can grab the person from the back and do it. Being a heel, you kind of like to do things when they're not looking. So I kind of like that aspect, and yeah, so I've just been doing it ever since.
What has been your favorite food that you have eaten over quarantine?
Taco Bell.
Really?
Yeah,
Me too.
I love Taco Bell.
All right, what's your favorite thing to eat from Taco Bell then?
I like cheesy gordita crunch and
All
a
right,
crunch wrap supreme and a Mexican pizza. And I love all things Taco Bell. Chalupas are good too.
what are your thoughts on then getting rid of the Mexican pizza and other items from the
So
menu?
pissed. So pissed. Those and the tots, those like cheesy tots. I'm like, what is wrong with you? Like, why would you get rid of the things that are literally the best things on the menu? Like, what are you thinking?
Would you ever go to the headquarters of Taco Bell and bring your vicious side out?
Absolutely not. It's not worth my time.
um, so I definitely know this. If I ever see you at a show, should definitely bring you Taco Bell, and you'll be in a great mood then.
And donuts.
Don't. Oh, we're adding more stuff to the menu then. um. Hmm. What else? What else? What else? Um. Where can people? I ran out of questions real quick. So.
That's okay. That's okay.
Uh, you were rolling through these, and I've never had this happen before. But
Well,
like,
what the hell? You answer the questions, you keep going, right? I mean, what am I supposed to do?
are you like? I want to ask this question. Have you like drunk coffee before this? You're just shaking. Like you're really.
Actually, I have. I did. I drank a lot of coffee before this, which is actually really funny that you pointed that out.
Cause I like you keep shaking and like moving, and I'm like, is she okay?
That's hysterical. Like a double shot of espresso in my Dunkin' Donuts coffee, and I had pre-workout. So hello.
Okay. Let me ask you this question then. What workout products do you use?
So I use the Hyde pre-workout. I use I don't even know what brand I use. It's some like vegan, like plant-based doctor's formula for like protein shake. And I use like what's the name of it? It's called Liquid Fire. It's like a fat burner. That's really it. That's really all I take. And then daily vitamins and stuff, but that's really all I take for like working out and stuff. And I don't always take pre-workout. I only take it if I'm like really tired because I'll have a heart attack. Like you could see, like I took it today and I'm like, I took it like 4 hours ago. And I'm still like
You look like you could run like a marathon
I
or
feel
something.
like I could keep going. I know.
So I asked you earlier about what has your home gym been like? And you said you have some equipment. What equipment do you have?
I have resistance bands. I have 20-pound dumbbells. I have those bands. I have ankle weights. I have 3-pound dumbbells. I have them all right here. That's why I'm looking. What else do I have? I think I have it's like a metal bar, and you could put like the sand weights on it. I have that, and that's it. But that's great. That's a lot of stuff to work with. You can do anything with that. So it really was helpful for sure.
What's your favorite workout day? Like there's leg day, there's back, abs, arms. What's your favorite?
So I've been doing this for quite a while, and it's probably not a good thing, but I just don't know any other way. When I go to the gym, I've never done a specific day. Like I just go and do everything. Like I'll go and do arms for a little bit, I'll do legs for a little bit, I'll do abs for a little bit, and then I go home. And that's just how I've been doing it for so long. So it's like I don't overwork one muscle, but I work every muscle every day. It works for me. I'm trying to like learn new ways to like work out and stuff, but it works for me all this time. And I definitely do cardio too. Every time I go to the gym, I do like at least 35 minutes of the stairs or the treadmill. So I do the cardio first, get myself going, and then I do a little workout. So,
What do you prefer, cardio or weights?
um, I'm kind of torn between the two because like cardio, like people don't like it, but once I get going, I enjoy it. Um, but I do like lifting, so I'd have to say lifting.
Now, as you can see from your camera, you have like reddish hair.
I do.
Are you ever gonna go like fully red on it?
I kind of was, but it dies out after a while, so I'd have to redo it. But I've been blonde, I've had black hair, I've had red hair all throughout my career so far. I've been like every color under the sun, but I think I'm sticking with the red. I think it's me, so we're gonna stick with the red.
Do you drink coffee before your matches?
I drink them when I go like for like call time. So if the show's at 7, I'll have a cup of coffee like on my way to the show for like 3 o'clock. But I don't really drink or eat, just water. But I don't drink or eat anything before matches because it'll upset my stomach. You're nervous, and it's just not a good combination.
um, what is one match that you could go back and fix, like if you had a regret about it?
Um, that's a tough question. I don't know. I'd have to think about that.
Yes, she doesn't have an answer for it.
Yeah, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. I know I have an answer for everything.
Tricked you.
I know you did.
I've run out of questions pretty much now. So I guess before I end these interviews, I like to flip the script. Do you have any questions for me?
Yes. How long have you been doing this, and why me?
Okay. I've been doing it for a year and a half. I started back in March of 2019. NYU. One, you're a star in the New Jersey area, in my opinion. You're always on my social media feed. And plus you were the newly crowned goddess champion. So I had to get you on the show.
Perfect. Great answer. See, that's a good answer. I like that.
Is there anything that you like to promote on this interview?
I mean, just follow me on social media, man. Vicki Andriola. I'm not going to spell it. Figure it out on Facebook. And Instagram is _vicious _Vicki _ and Twitter's the same. So follow, share, and I will do the same for this. I will put you out there and share it for you once it's all up there.
Thank you. Well, thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Should have had more questions, but you just rolled right through them. So yep, thank you for your time, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for watching this very quick interview. Please remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, and if you ever see her at a show, bring her Taco Bell, donuts, and coffee.
Yes, do it.